Hey guys, so thanks for joining me. This is my second installment. I'm doing things a little differently now. Just trying out a different format. Just want to pick up on some current energies for the Divine Masculine. And the stone that I'm using today is tourmaline. This has been cleansed and cleared using white sage, and the deck that I'm using is by Mystic Moon Twin Flame Messages, which you can purchase on her Etsy shop. She is one of the best, and what I found with this deck in particular is that it really is more of a conversation from your divine counterpart, and the way that they sort of just speak just comes through really clear. And so what I've asked Spirit today is just for some messages from the Divine Masculine, especially yesterday being Valentine's Day. I know a lot of us might have felt just in a tough spot energetically, right? And so for me personally, I've been doing a lot of clearing and purging, and it's brought a lot of clarity. And what I'm picking up intuitively for the Divine Masculine, they also have been doing that clearing and purging. But it doesn't appear that way. It doesn't, you're not seeing anything in the 3D. And so a lot of you Divine Feminine are struggling with, what do I do now? Where do I go from here? What am I to say? Should I reach out? Should I not? How is he feeling about me? He's been silent. He's been quiet. And I understand that, even on my own journey. So I've asked Spirit to just give us some clarity. And I also want to say too, and I'll put a timestamp down in the comment section so you guys can fast forward, but I hope you do listen, because what I will say is this. And tourmaline, I will say, is for clearing of energy, right? I mean, it's pulling out things that we need to purge and clear. This is a very powerful stone, and you can do your own research on it, but just having sat with this and these cards, I feel a lot is going to come through today that's going to help you to pull you out of that dark space. And also, honestly, like the channel, and I'm just being really candid, guys, so excuse, I know my first video is more kind of formal, and I was just in a space where I wanted to test things out, but I'm feeling more grounded in my energy and more confident in my ability intuitively as I continue through this. So I will say, the whole point of this channel is to give you guidelines and tips and tools and information to help you stay grounded and rooted in the right space. The only way that you could come into union with your divine counterpart is to be in union with yourself. And a lot of the times we focus on so much of what's happening in the 3D, third dimensional aspects, that we totally miss all of the growth and progress that's taking place in the natural, in 5D. And I guess I might have been guided to say in the natural, because to me that's more real than anything down here that we experience. So a couple of these have come out already. I'm just going to pull these, and as I said, I find that these come through like a conversation. I'm going to try to set it up so you guys can see these clearly. Down a bit. It's easier just to stay away right now. My heart is telling me just do it. I'm more affected than you know. I need more time to figure things out. So guys, what I'm getting is that the Divine Masculine obviously wants to communicate. He wishes so badly that he could get the courage to say what needs to be said, because there's no question about what needs to be said or done. It's just a matter of having the courage to do that. So, it doesn't, as I said, it doesn't appear that he cares, or that the divine masculine energy doesn't care. It may appear that they don't care. But they're saying to you, I'm more affected than you know. His heart is telling him just to do it. Make it happen. Just say something, right? But it's easier. A lot of the divine masculine just do not deal well with confrontation or big, emotional displays. I feel that if you are drawn to this video, and if this resonates, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. Your divine counterpart, your divine masculine is not prone to emotional displays, or not really someone that is emotionally expressive. They are capable of feeling deeply, but expressing that is a whole other thing. They need more time to figure things out. And as I said, the fastest way to union, or the clear path to union, is union within yourself, because they're telling us here that they need more time to figure things out. This should give us time to really work on our own journeys individually. I understand it's a collective energy. We get that, but what is it that we can do to bring ourselves into union with ourselves? Because as a divine counterpart, we don't say things like, I'm showing up for my other half. I found my other half. No, you come into this union whole, as a whole divine being. And that's what makes the twin flame connection so powerful, is our ability to connect to this other entity that, looks like us, in a human sense. I'm just saying, like, human, like, that person is divine. That person is whole within themselves. That person is, they bring much to the table because they were designed specifically for you. And so you don't come to the table as needing an other half, or needing to find your other half. When you meet this person, and for those of you who are in communication but have never physically come in contact with the divine masculine, you'll feel it when you actually see this person and touch them, feel them, having sex or whatever, merging astrally, physically. You're gonna know. But you're not going to feel as though, I found my other half. It's really a sense of coming home, a sense of completion. And because there's a sense of completion, whenever we come into situations where we feel, it's just hard, we're in separation, right? I will tell you, separation is an illusion. Separation is not an actual thing, guys. It's not. I've been on this journey for... oh my gosh, I want to say all my life, because, anyone that's a divine being or a twin flame, we know how real it is. No one could tell you whether or not you have a twin flame. It is a knowing. It is a deep knowing. There's no one on this planet that could ever tell you that you're not a twin flame, or that you don't have them, or they're not real. Twin flames are also far and few between. Everybody who thinks they are twin flames are not. And again, it's not my job to tell someone that, right? Because you're going to know. And if you feel that then you know. But my whole point in saying that is, as a divine being, you are whole in and of yourself. And to be in union in a healthy space, mentally, emotionally, is so important, because the whole point of what we are is to fulfill our purpose on this earth. on this planet. And a lot of you are dealing with past life karma that you think has been cleared because you feel as though you're not feeling any resentment towards your divine masculine, but truthfully, subconsciously, you're still holding on to resentment from past energies from past lives, and it manifests when you are triggered by behaviors that you're seeing in the 3D, third dimension. So just, and I'm speaking as I'm getting this from spirit, is that a lot of you have not done the work. You've not cleared, and I think that's why today we're using this. I'm called to use this because there's a lot of clearing that needs to take place within your union. And you cannot come into union, guys, if you don't clear this out. You can't. You won't. It will. You may come into contact with this person, but it'll be short-lived. It'll just go back to ghosting or, past behaviors. Because I will tell you, the divine masculine is doing the work. You may not see it, but a lot of you get frustrated with what you're not seeing, and you spend so much time paying attention to what what the divine masculine energy is doing. You're paying so much attention to that you're not even focused on you, and that is frustrating for the masculine because they can feel you pulling on their energy. They can feel you stalking them on Instagram. They can feel you stalking their Facebook. They can feel you staring at karmic partners' pictures and accounts and just making up stories and scenarios that aren't even real. Like, most of the stuff that you guys are seeing and creating stories in your head about isn't even real. And what's happening is lower entities are playing on your emotions when you're in that type of headspace because they know how vulnerable you are. This is why you cannot get a reading from just everyone. You cannot sit on YouTube all day and watch videos just from everyone. You cannot do that. As a divine being, you have to be selective with your energy, guys. You have to be selective with your energy. And you have to be strategic and purposeful in your approach to union. I just feel strongly led to also tell you, there's been people that have discouraged you along your journey. They have said things to you like, oh, you're crazy. Twin flames are not real. Guess what? I'm here to tell you that they are, because I am one. And the level of synchronicity and supernatural experience that I've had with my twin flame are something that is inexplicable. So yes, they are real. We are real. We're here, people. And it doesn't matter what anyone thinks, right? The divine masculine is still speaking to you guys. Look at what's being said here. I'm in a much better headspace now. If I knew what I know now, I would have made different choices. He's doing the work. You're here watching videos, and though I want you to do that because I want you to be guided, but I want you to do the work. Ladies, divine feminine, men, if you're divine feminine energy, I want you to do the work. Look at him. Look at your masculine. He's in a much better headspace, and you're stressing about Valentine's Day. I get it. We're still human, although we are divine. I understand that. But you don't want to be this person that is so focused on what the masculine is doing that you totally missed your portion of the journey, your work. I have a good friend of mine who, I'll just shout him out. Hey, Chris from Ascended Living. Chris and I have connected through this journey, and I was just explaining to him, and we'll get to this in a minute as I'm telling this story to you guys, but yeah, I'm a better person because of you. Your divine masculine respects you so much. They recognize your divinity. But so I'm telling Chris that this journey is much like a big puzzle. And each puzzle, you know how you get a puzzle and on the outside of the box, you get the whole picture, right? So you know what you're working with. You kind of know. You can glance at the box and figure out where things are going to go. That is this journey. And I want to be able to guide you guys on this journey. My union is not perfect, but he's here, he's shown up, he's done the work, I've done the work, and it's a beautiful space to be in. But we could not get there without the purging, the soul work, the shadow work, the inner child healing. And I'm kind of jumping all over the place here as I'm, just getting things intuitively from spirit, and I'm, divinely inspired by what's coming through. All of that work is a part of the puzzle. The work that I'm talking about, the healing, the purging, all that. That's a part of the puzzle. And you know what? You can't even fail on this journey. Like, even though I'm telling you, like, a lot of you have focused on things that you just don't need to at this time, even that is a part of your story. It's a part of the puzzle. Every situation, every instance is a part of the puzzle. And so if you know that, if you understand that concept, if you can really grasp that, you'll understand that there are very specific things that need to go in very specific places in this puzzle. That means you have to dig really deep to understand your purpose in a spiritual sense, right? What is it that you are here to do? What are you called to do? The divine masculine is telling you, I'm a better person because of you. So they're obviously watching you and they're growing because you set an example. But there's something that the divine feminine still hasn't confronted within herself or within, that energetic body. There's something that the divine feminine energy is not confronted within themselves. And you have to dig deep to figure out what that is, because the divine masculine gets it. They're watching you. They see it. But do you see it? Do you see your own greatness? Do you see your own divinity? Do you understand how absolutely perfect you are, the way that you are? Because it comes across to me as though the divine feminine and divine masculine are in two different headspaces right now, where you're going off of a lot of assumptions and making up stories in your head about what he's doing, what he's not doing, or what she or he, guys, you understand all that. I don't have to keep repeating that. They get it. But I feel as though you don't understand who you are, and you are leaning heavily upon the divine masculine for that identity and validation. And you don't want to admit that, but you are, and you have to come out of that, because the only way that they are going to mirror, well, they always are going to mirror us, right? But we want them to mirror our progress. We don't want them to mirror our decline emotionally, or the upsets, the triggers, and the anger. If you have to share information with someone, if you feel you gotta, vent about your union, please do me a favor. I don't recommend that anyway, but if you feel you have to, then do that with someone that understands the journey, because they are a twin flame. You cannot sit here and vent to people and post comments on YouTube and dog your masculine out. Oh, he's this. Oh, no way. Most of the people doing that anyway are not twin flames. I'm telling you right now. Twin flame, the connection, the love, the pure unconditional love cannot be understood by lower vibrational people. Cannot. Twin flames do not speak poorly of each other. I honestly have never once sat on YouTube or anywhere else and just completely annihilated my divine masculine verbally. Now, I may have felt frustration and vented, to my twin friends, as I call them. But I don't sit here and say things like this is one girl on YouTube. Her comment really set me off, and I had to get her straight. I had to snatch those edges, guys. I can't be real, but she's like commenting under every feminine's comment on these videos. I noticed a pattern. Like, she would go follow people and just comment if there was anything mentioned about a third party. She's like, oh, you're nothing but cum buckets. You're dumb for letting the divine masculine, make you a cum bucket. He has a dirty dick. Excuse my language, but this is what this person was saying. And the whole question I posed to her was, well, why are you here? You're watching the same video, right? So you're here for a reason. Now, I understood that energy. I called it out. I recognized it immediately. It was a karmic partner who was upset that the divine masculine did not choose her, but chose their divine feminine counterpart. I knew that immediately. I'm very, very, very intuitive. I've always been that way since I was a kid. I read photos well. I read crystals, which, if you watch the first video, you'll understand that. I don't even need these. It's just, these are a guideline for how I deliver the message. But anyway, so I picked up on her energy. I'm like, what divine masculine chose their divine feminine over you? Because you're angry, and there's no way that a divine feminine or divine being of any kind would be in the comment section speaking like that about another person. And also, if you're here for women's empowerment or whatever, because she was saying a lot about how women accept abuse, and I'm not here for that. I would never condone you being abused emotionally, physically by anyone, whatever. But there are certain aspects to this journey that you have to get real with yourselves about. I promise to keep it real with you on this channel because I know what it's like. I know where you guys are. Hell, I won't say I've arrived. Nothing is perfect, but it's been a long journey, over a decade for me and my divine counterpart. And I've seen so much growth and so much beauty in his growth and my growth. But you know what? That had to take place individually. It had to take place when we went off on our own to do that work. And that is why I'm driving it home. I'm telling you, if you don't do the work, you will never come into union. Separation is an illusion in a sense that you're never really apart from this person. But union in and of itself begins with you. That's my whole point. We'll get one more message here. If a couple fly out, we'll take those too. But I really just want to encourage you, what you think is going on, it's not going on. It's not. I'm telling you. Much of what you see online is an illusion. Stop watching them, please. I know it's hard. Trust me, I've done it a lot. And there's times where I do sneak off and do it again. And I have to pull myself back wait, what are you doing? Because there's nothing in the 3D that could tell you what's going on spiritually. I'm telling you, it's not. It's things like this. We don't want to become dependent on this. But I'm telling you that there's nothing that you're watching happening in third dimensional energy that is going to guide you to union. You have to stay rooted and grounded in the 5D. Okay? I cannot stress that enough. I'm here to answer any questions. If you guys want to leave comments, do that. If you are rude, you will be blocked. It's just that simple. I'm not taking any bullshit on this channel. We are here for growth as individuals and within our unions. And you know what? We don't care what anyone thinks about that. It's okay. The love is there. Love conquers all. Love heals. Love casts out all fear. Love is the gateway to union, guys. And when I say love, unconditional, pure, divine love that doesn't hold people hostage, right? They don't have to choose you. You want them to choose themselves. And guess what? Because you are the same. You are your divine and your divine is you. When they choose themselves, they are choosing you. That's how that works. So if you're dealing with someone that, it just seems that they don't get it, they don't understand, the divine masculine isn't telling you everything. I know mine, for one, dreams about me. And there's times where he'll tell me about it, and there's times where he does not. But I see it because I dream. We meet often on the astral plane. And so, there's a lot that, again, the divine masculine just isn't good at expressing. Number one, think about it. The divine masculine 10 plane, and I'm speaking from an energetic perspective, right? They're conditioned to not be emotional, no, emotional displays, no crying. It's weak. And so a lot of them struggle with expressing that to you. They don't want to feel stupid. They fear rejection, especially when it comes to this stuff, like this spiritual walk, this esoteric stuff. Like they don't want to appear to be some type of weirdo. Like, but at the same time, it's funny because they respect it, because they understand it. But it's all about the perception with a lot of them that have not grown out of caring what other people think. And so, it just puts you in a bad spot emotionally, because you're like, I go all out for you. Like, I'm not ashamed of this connection. And that's cool. It's just that you may be in two different spots emotionally on a third dimensional level, right? But in 5D, you are one. In 5D, you are a vibrational match. You are mirroring each other. So take confidence in that. Feel good about the fact that he's doing the work, so now you're doing the work, right? So again, that's just what I'm picking up today. And I think this tourmaline, again, really helped me to kind of pull those messages through. You've got to do the work. I cannot stress that enough. Here, we got one more. Thank you, Divine Masculine, for having this conversation with us today. I need more time to figure things out. A lot of you were asking, well, what is he going to do? What do I wait? Do I reach out? Don't do anything right now, please. Just chill. Just relax. He's got it. Trust this. Trust that what's meant for you is not going to miss you. I don't know how I'm going to title this video yet, but I'm getting that very strongly. What's purposed for you is not going to miss you. I don't care how beautiful you think this karmic partner is. A lot of them aren't even dealing with these people anymore. They're not. If they are still there physically and you have knowledge of that, they are figuring out a way to pull out of that. They're working on it. So don't even sweat it. Don't even look at that person. Don't stalk their Instagram. Just don't. Okay? Do the work. Clear out whatever you need to do. Pray, meditate, both, salt baths. Do the research. Figure out what it is you need to gain a deeper perspective of union within self. We'll talk about it more in the coming weeks. I'll get better at scheduling these things, because there's so much that I have to pour out for you guys that I want you to understand, because I want you to make it. I want to see everyone in union that's purposed to be in union. So thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Until next time.